Oh, hey, I probably should have changed the thumbnail. That way it actually looks like we're here. Since people can't read fucking description half the time anyways. But now the notification is just going to have the bigger picture. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing around here. And some of the changes that I've made. They've been made over time, so there wasn't a whole lot of things that I came up with, you know, that I could do in a stream. It was, you know, 5 minutes work here, 10 minutes work there. And nothing major that really needed to be done for you guys to see. You can pretty well tell what it was that happened when I show it off, so. I don't think Greg's really here. He just came to bitch I was late. And probably wandered back off. So first thing I did was decided that the using distilled water for everything water related was not working, and put in this tank. It's a tank that was over on my roof. Bitchy bear. I am not bitchy this morning. Shadow thinks I'm bitchy because he asked me if I had the drill done. Because that's what Shadow does. And I told him that he should have... I guess it ain't off the roof over there. Must be from inside. Yeah, that's the old sluice juice tank. I told him that it would be a lot better if he asked what he could do to help, rather than ask me every morning if I had it done. Because he knows I don't have it done, otherwise he'd have seen a freaking stream where I built the son of a bitch. That's the only reason why Shadow thinks I'm bitchy today. Actually, in a pretty good mood, other than it's rainy and gloomy, and I hate it because it makes you go feel meh. Bitch, more bitching. Shut up. So I decided to put this tank in to catch water. So I have 9 fluid pipes underneath these drains, with drains on top of them, and then another one over here on the side. As I see that I need more water, because, well, I need more water. It's always empty. I'm going to add more around it and see just how well I can capture water. But it's like 2 steel ingots each time I do that. So I don't want to go nuts with it. That's the first thing I did. Also, I did a stream the other day called More Maintenance and Upgrades. Bad things happened in that. After I got done, I realized hydrogen burns way too quick to try to use it for these. It burns it up so fast I couldn't even get the fluid in there quick enough to run them. So they have been changed over to butane again, but I did put in this. This is a single dryer that is running off of hydrogen that it can keep up with, and it burns off all the excess hydrogen I get from processing water. So the only excess I have right now is the oxygen, and it sits here and burns like all day. And then I have also put in these 2. This is my incinerator that I can just throw anything that's burnable, solid burnable in, and get rid of. I've been using charcoal right now, but I can also use the wood pellets. I use those first. I just don't like the fact that you can't automate them without costing you probably about the same amount of power as what they're going to create, because they don't create very much power unless you want to do it all by hand. And then I also managed to get the sifter over here and hooked up. I can't remember if I did it in the video in the stream the other day, but the centrifuge is over here and hooked up. They just like this are not completely automated yet. They're just here. Actually, this one is automated. The output. Nothing's automated into it. And I have been running the shit out of my shredder. You can see I have 3 hoppers hoppering crap in right now because I have all this shit that needs to get shredded. Thanks to Greg changing our production a little bit. What is your problem? I heard you sigh twice, which is crazy for Bear. Shut the fuck up. I have a problem.
What?
What?
Sure, it wasn't my breathing.
There's no power over at Junior's, by the way.
So, light the fire?
Can't. There's no fuel.
That's because that's what I was using to run the distillation tower. I have to change it back over. We need to get those machines moved over here.
You don't have enough power over here to move the machines either.
Well, if I move the machines over here, the power comes with it. And the power used to be automated before I blew it up. That one off day I had where it blew up, I didn't get it re-automated yet. But I was trying to run this on diesel, which you're positive we're completely out of, right? Yeah, there's little itsy bits in here we're going to have to get out of here. Alright, so we're going to switch this over. We'll switch it back and have the gasoline go instead of the diesel. Do you got a magnifying glass on? Yeah, let me see your magnifying glass real quick. I just broke mine. There is stuff to make another one in the table in my old room. I'll steal yours if you want a brand new one. Okay, so now we've got
one of some gem instead.
I am not wasting gems on a magnifying glass. I don't use it that much.
I made one out of andradite, and it got 25,000 durability.
Mm-hmm.
So I can use it 2,500 times.
Yeah, but I got glass, dude.
Yeah, and the gem is useless anyways.
Alright, so this one's got a little bit in it now. So let's burn it out of there. As soon as it goes off.
There's not enough to make one in this table.
In that table or in the thing next to it is glass lenses.
Have you made a redstone one yet, Bear?
No, I need to do that, but I don't have redstone gems here because I haven't been mining.
Yeah, okay, because I think he fixed that. Or at least he said it at some point.
Hey, it switched over perfectly. Look at that. Hi, how are you? Hold on, don't go anywhere. I have something for you, dude. Hold on. Here, I've got you some. What a mean ass. I bring him a present, he doesn't give me one back. Damn Enderman. Brought him a Damascus sword and he couldn't give me an Ender Pearl back for it. An asshole. Don't you know if somebody gives you a gift, you're supposed to give one back?
Do you know where a tungsten vein is?
No. You know what? I bet you the barrel burned up.
Why?
I'll bet you that was within 4 blocks of that burning box. I bet you we didn't think about the fact that, yeah, it's only, that's exactly 4 blocks. You better get that crate out of there. It's going to burn up too.
The crate, even though it's railcraft or whatever.
It's IE, and yes, they most definitely are flammable and will burn up. That thing sat there for 3 months and never burned up. And apparently last night, while I was making more tungsten steel,
It was just waiting for the best time.
yep, it waited for the best time. And when you were trying to make the tungsten steel plates, it decided to burn up.
What should I put there?
I ran my ass back across the bridge to get you something to put there.
Okay, I'll stand here and catch whatever falls out.
So I had to run all the way across the bridge just to get you something to put there.
Mm-hmm.
Sound familiar?
No,
All the
never
way
did it.
across the bridge.
Doesn't sound familiar at all.
Sounds familiar to me. I think I heard somebody say something very similar like 30 minutes ago.
I think you're hearing things.
Think so? Starting GT6 this week on our family server. Wish us luck. Good luck.
Who would do a GT6 family server? That's just cruel to your family members.
Yeah, at least I only do it with my minions.
Only because your son doesn't want to play with us.
Yeah. He's a wimp. He'd rather watch his weird anarchy fucking cops or clowns videos over here.
Thanks.
I haven't completely taught him that you gotta look at who's saying what they're saying and why are they saying it. He just finds it, entertaining to listen to somebody bitch about cops doing things that they shouldn't be doing. But reporting that a cop is doing something that they shouldn't be doing is absolutely something that should be done. If somebody's not doing something correctly, they're trying
but
to.
it shouldn't be done by someone who is against cops in general.
Yes, it shouldn't be done by somebody who's an anarchist that is wanting to have all law done because then they're going to do things improperly.
Anarchism is illegal. So.
Well, this guy, instead of saying this officer, this cop, is saying this person in a costume. So he has absolutely no respect for officers at all.
Yeah.
And
you should respect them even if they do the wrong things. You should respect the single person who did it, but
you should still respect the office, not the officer sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they were hired to do what's best for you and your community. Now, if they're doing their job poorly, then that means you need to go to their boss, the mayor or whatever, and bitch about it. Which is what I told Junior. They're only hired to uphold the laws that the mayors, city councilmen, whatever, have put into place. So if your problem is that they're upholding a law that is unlawful, then you're not doing your job as a citizen under the mayor and the city council to keep them from making laws that are unlawful. He's just doing his job if it's actually upholding the law.
Oh, yeah.
If the law's bad. Now, if he's being an out-and-out fucking racist piece of shit or...
Yeah, it's just like saying that back in the day, the laws were that black people had less rights. Sure, that should be upheld, but just not also means that the law should be changed because it's not a fair law or reasonable law. But while it's there, it should still be, upheld.
Right, the law needs to change, not the person upholding the law not doing his job to uphold the law.
Yeah.
Alright, what the fuck was I doing before we got into all this fucking crap?
Were you doing anything?
Tell me where there's a tungsten vein so I can go mine it.
I don't know where there's a tungsten vein. You're going to have to go find new terrain, like I did last night, and find a kesterite vein and get some huberite. That's what I did. I have some, but I don't have enough. I went over, where that kesterite vein is that we mined out, the first and only one we found?
You only found one kesterite vein?
Well, do you know how old this server is, dude?
Yeah.
This server is before Kesterite veins were ever a thing.
Okay, because otherwise that would be some sick luck. Or
This
bad luck, I guess.
this
It's
isn't bad.
very common.
This server is not bad enough that we actually have iron ore in it, like Thylecraft, but it's old. We still have magnetite veins. I'm sure there's still a old-fashioned tin vein on this server somewhere. I don't think we actually have aluminum on this one. We did on another one.
You did at some point. You said you had the easy aluminum at some point.
Yeah, we might have actually had the easy. Well, we had the easy aluminum. We didn't have the aluminum ore, though.
Oh yeah, right. It was just easy processing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we had the easy, so easy that we actually had aluminum ore, though.
Yeah.
I do know that if it's still there in the nether, there should be a titanium vein that has titanium ore in it. I really should go look for that.
Yeah, you should have done that a few days ago, you know.
Yes, I should have. I do believe there's one in there, unless Greg changed the titanium to rutile in some magic way. There might still be one in
the
there.
actual block to be a rutile instead. Then it would be a rutile now, I guess.
I think that was this. Sir,
but if you had another block that was rutile and then just made the other one either not be there or not spawn anymore, then it should still be titanium.
Yeah, I don't know. Make the Ender IO sword increases pearl drop. Yeah, you realize we don't have Ender IO right here, right?
You do, don't you? Just very.
No. That's only GT5. GT6, I will not put Ender IO in.
Why?
Because we don't need the material. If there's any material that's in there that's needed, Greg will add a way of making it, and add it himself.
And about any other mod.
Well, GT Plus did not do so. It needed dark steel, but did not add a way of making it without Ender IO being present.
Beautiful.
So if you wanted, the reason why I added it to GT5, the sole reason is because of windmills. He added a vibrant alloy, an inductive iron or conductive iron, whatever that orange one is, and I think there was electrical steel one. I think he added those wind turbines, which didn't take the iridium screw like the fucking carbon ones did. I am completely against that iridium screw for a carbon rotor thing. It just pissed me off. Yes, carbon things are a bit OP, especially if they're used in the most OP way, like frickin' Alkalis' goofy ass. I hate the fact that I'm actually going to say this because I'm sure somebody's going to go, oh, that's a great idea. To keep from having power loss, not only can you use IC2 cables, which are lossless to get your power from the windmill down.
Yeah, but that's utterly bullshit.
Right. So I always use GregTech wires, so I have to use, something like EV.
Yeah.
So I don't lose all my power. He went as far as he made a CESU for every block. So there was no power loss whatsoever because he couldn't make IC2 cables to do it.
So he just used batteries instead.
He used battery boxes the whole way down and used the IC2 ones that weren't disabled in that pack, so he could get the power down completely losslessly.
At least it was probably a bit more expensive than doing the cable.
It's just bronze. Now, granted, in GT, yeah, CESU is just bronze. Bronze, sulfur, lead, copper wires. That's all it is.
No redstone. Don't need a battery or
no,
something.
The battery is sulfur and lead. It
Yeah.
uses 1 piece of sulfur, 1 piece of lead, 5 bronze item casings, and 2 copper cables. God, now I see why you guys call me BEAR instead of NEI. I've got every recipe just stuck in my head. He used 65 CESUs, I do believe, is because he had his windmill up at like 128 or 120 or something like that. And it came all the way down to the surface, so he had around 60, 65 of them.
Yeah. Also makes for a decent power storage when you have that many.
Let's see. Sorry for the simple question, but are foils only made by machines need fine wire for sifting table? No, you can use a hammer. Last time you can use a small bending cylinder and a hammer. Last time I checked.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unless he's on GT6 Lite, that might still be fucked up. I don't know.
I put out a update for that last night.
Okay.
So, but this is how the fuck you say his name? Ungod. That's what it sounds. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
He probably has his own pack. Let's see. Yeah, right there.
It's actually a regular bending cylinder, not a small one even.
Yeah, it is. Right there.
I thought it was a small use for that.
Yeah. And wait a minute. Oh yeah, you do use fine wire for the sifting table. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Use fine wire for that. But yeah, you most definitely have a hammering recipe for that. Just got to have a bending cylinder. Let's see.
Also, making a bending cylinder out of bronze is not a bad idea, since the bending cylinder I have decent amount of uses.
Oh, dude, I use gold, silver, lead, anything that's crap that I don't need for a machine.
Bronze.
The best thing I've ever used.
Blue steel one, actually.
Best thing I've ever found to use is neodymium or thorium. Both of them are almost useless. You can find one of them is loot. A lot of times it's sitting around with nothing to do. Neodymium is great for bending cylinders.
Yeah, I used blue steel for one when I made a batch of blue steel some times ago. Quite a while.
Yeah, energetic alloy. That's the orange one. You're right, Seed. You can do the same with machine hulls, I think. Machine hulls would transfer the power, but it would be at a loss. They use 1 EU per transport. Yeah. So for every EU packet that you send through, every amp you send through, it would cost you 1 EU to do it. It wouldn't be completely lost. It would be the same as having a wire. Yeah, and more expensive than having a cable.
Downclock it to ULV and then move it that way. Then it would be lossless.
Yes, that's another way you could do it.
But that is also very expensive and space consuming, since it takes quite a lot of space to move, for example, EV power through 8 voltage amp cable.
Yeah, you guys and you're trying to transfer power losslessly in GT5.
I don't bother doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Efficiently, as I'm not doing as stupid as you, I just don't bother doing it losslessly.
Yeah, trying to set up those lossless cables to do it, that's nuts. That takes up way too much room.
It's worth doing for some LV machines, really, because many LV machines can actually run on 1 ULV amp anyways.
In GT5, yeah.
Yeah, in GT5 only, of course. GT6 is quite different.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Now GT++ has redstone alloy cables, which are lossless. Yes, they do. Hi, Ivan. I use the GT6 Lite with updated GT mod. Oh, yeah, you need to go get a new, the new GT6 Lite that came out last night, version 4.0. Quartec and GregTech had to have the right versions in it, and I wasn't aware when I updated. But the newest one does work. It should have that recipe in it.
Only thing he actually needs to update if he's customized the packet base should be Cortex.
Yes, Cortex is the only one that should need to be updated. Do you know? I have no idea what the fuck that's supposed to say. Don't really give a shit. Hi, Exotic. Alright, so back to what the fuck I've been doing instead of all this other random crap. As you can see, this is where my power is coming in from those incinerators downstairs. I put in a battery box as a buffer. That way, during the day, when I'm actually making solar, it can charge that buffer, and this one can charge if this one gets over full, which is actually allowing me to keep my where's it at? This one. Don't look at my mess. This is my seawater to sodium hydroxide. That one is able to stay running all the time. And then I also have this one back here, which is salt water to sodium hydroxide. They can normally stay running. They're only not because of this. Ah, crap, I fell in that hole again. I need to fill that hole in. Because I walk around on them pipes all the time. Alright, so I gotta let it fill back up. I had it pretty full, so I was letting my MV electrolyzer run so I can get this clay dust done. I had an entire chest full of clay dust, which most of which came from this beauty. I still love this thing. It's my crusher to sifter for cobblestone. Throw cobblestone in here. It crushes it into gravel, sift the gravel. I did have to add this box the other day because Greg added rocks to gravel now. So now I get rocks, which I can use for like stone hammers, clay balls, clay dust, quartzite dust, stone dust, flint. I'm actually going to have to change this out to a mass storage pretty soon, or start shredding the flint down to get silicon dioxide out of, because it's at almost max. And then sand and quartzite gems as well. So this is why I said glass doesn't bother me a bit, because other than the fact that I bring all my sand home when I go mining, I also am making it out of cobblestone. So I can make 1,300 magnifying glasses just out of cobblestone right now. And let's see. So doing that has allowed me to get 348 more sodium. And I've also got 130 or 190. I can't see the damn thing up there.
That's one
Lithium.
thing that annoys me about his 70 seconds as well.
Yeah,
Is that
91.
the number is so big that it's hard to differentiate between what is what out from the colors. When the number is covering half the tiny pile or 70-second pile.
And Lorena's told me to use magnesium, and then use molten magnesium to centrifuge to get the magnesium back out of it for this. Problem with that being is I have to set up an entire different setup to do so. I have to set up another smelter to make it into the molten magnesium chloride. Then I have to have that go into an electrolyzer to electrolyze it. So doing it this way, where I'm using something else to get me sodium, is keeping me from having to set up an entire different setup for it. Because right now all the sodium is going into salt, and all the salt is going into making more chlorine and sodium hydroxide. and the sodium hydroxide will be used for making aluminum. So I'm not ever getting the sodium back out of it, but I am still using the sodium for something eventually. As long as it's not going to offend anybody, go ahead and tell your joke. I'm probably asking for trouble.
You're too nice.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we just agree that there were no dimensions where that was an ice bear?
You're not going to offend me. There's no possible way to offend me, but it might offend others, you know. Like, if I told most of the jokes I know, I would offend somebody.
You're not allowed to tell jokes.
That's probably true, and probably a good thing, too. Yeah, I actually got my magnetic separator empty, probably.
What is... There's Cinnabar ore?
Also, you gotta read
yes.
the joke when it's there, because otherwise I can't hear it.
I found
Okay.
a copperite vein.
As long as it's not too terrible, yes, I will. Hi, Net. By the way, thanks for confusing me the other day, Net. You said you had some of the solar panels done, right? Crazy?
What? Yes.
You...
What?
Thanks?
What?
You completely spaced the question.
I said yes. I have some of the solar panels made, correct.
Okay, then why are you still what in the question?
I said what, and then I said yes. Like, you had to give me a second to remember what you said. Since I spaced out.
Okay.
As you call it.
Kids don't do drugs.
Or at least do not.
Or apparently in this case, find some better drugs. Find some drugs. Something.
All the drugs.
All the drugs. Kids do drugs.
Yeah, that's what my
now,
doctor said.
What does it matter if I got some of the solar panels done?
Because I'm stealing 4.
You should come in the twilight and help me find tungsten.
And how are you're not finding a kestrite vein there, right? You might find a tungsten vein there, but you're not going to find a kestrite vein.
Ooh, a pyrope? What's that?
Almandine, pyrope, uvrolite.
Not what I need.
No.
Moving on.
We could use it if you would like to mark it, but it's not what we need at the current.
Well, I just found a rock that said bearing. Okay, I'll just mark this area as pyrope.
We are going to test something. Since she has these solar panels.
Little dude, stop.
Apparently they're not being friendly. Or they're being too friendly. Did he ever tell this joke? The student said, "My sheet is small," and the teacher said, "That's personal, see a doctor." Uh-huh. Are you glad you were here for that joke?
Yeah, sure.
That's almost as bad as a bear joke. That is really close to a bear joke. That was rough.
New rule, no one's allowed to tell jokes because they suck at it, apparently.
I can tell jokes. Ask Gilrith. I told some pretty good ones this morning.
Oh yeah, they were good. Well, good in a bad way. Yeah.
Good in a bad way.
Your jokes are probably X-rated.
I don't think they were X-rated, but I think they would count as being unable to be rated. They were B-rated jokes.
What about blue sapphire?
That's a sapphire vein, so we have absolutely no use for that.
No
Is
use?
Almandine sapphire as well?
No, almandine is a garnet, not a sapphire.
Good. They changed that in GT6?
NetMC, yes, GT6 is they're two completely separate veins.
Okay.
You confused me because you said that we were born 1 month apart. We are born 1 month and 3 weeks apart, or 2 months apart. This is January, not February, damn it. I was born in March. When I said that your birthday was 2 days before my mom's, your birthday is a month and 2 days. She was born on February 22nd, not on January 22nd.
Pitch blend.
And that you need to mark because that is it Greg Tech pitch blend or is it a pitch blend rock?
It's a rock.
Okay, that mark. For the 600 for 6 years from now when Greg actually gets us a reactor. Because you know we get like one big thing a year, and he just did the bedrock ore drilling, so we won't get another big thing till next year.
We need a crop system, Greg.
We need the oil fit or oil available.
All right, so
what's glauconite?
Glauconite is crap. We don't care what's in that vein. All right. If I put this here,
Bitch.
this is not going to light this. I will almost guarantee it. But we're going to try it because this is the only way that would make sense. And we are hoping Greg is going to go, hey, you know, that's actually a good idea so you can see in your machine and change it this way. But I seriously doubt he's going to do so because, well, he's Greg. Olivine, yes, you can mark that one. I think that would make that work.
Go away.
No. Shit.
No.
I think I might be under.
What the hell is that?
Little blue?
No.
See, you need to go.
Yes, almost like a blaze, but brown.
Oh, that's a basalt.
Yeah. The earth blazes, basically.
Yeah.
Earth blazes. There's also the bliss, that is the frost ones, and then there's the what's the air one called?
There's Blitz, basalts, and Blizz.
Yeah.
You
Blitz
can
is the
blame
air lightning one.
You can blame me for adding thermal expansion for testing and forgetting to take it out. Otherwise, they wouldn't
just
be
blame
there.
him for the sake of it.
Yeah, as with everything else, you can just blame me for the hell of it because, well, that's what usually happens. Alright, so this one probably will not get any power because it is under. I don't think any of them is going to get power. Yeah, mark that one.
Cobalt is always useful.
Some cobalt nickel vein.
That's not what I'm looking for.
No, it's not what you're looking for, but you can still mark it so when we are looking for it, you know where it is.
I marked it. Hold your pants.
Got no pants on. You know
I don't want to know that.
But you do.
I don't want to know that.
I love GT6 solar panels. That's how GT5 ones should look. Yeah, Greg's whole panel for on the cable thing was kind of goofy.
Crap, I can't go over there.
Yeah, that's not working. Why is it not even... It should be able to see through the glass. But you can tell it's actually not charging it. Alright, so... let's move it over here. It's set to reverse now. We're going that direction. We need each one of... okay, it's charging here. So it must have been that they just can't charge because they're under that damn... So I'm going to need to put a cable in to get this away from... Is that going to be far enough away from that? I don't know. If I put it here, it will be... let's see. That way. Wire cut you like that. Set you to reversed again. You go that way, you're charging. Which I should technically only need really one of these. Because I do believe it'll hold that one packet in there. And that's all I need to start this bitch up.
I'm a night vein.
So these two should be enough to start that. So let's see if it'll do it. We do that, and we go... Oh shit! Yeah, that so doesn't work. That makes a boo-boo. Okay.
For starters, you shouldn't say boo-boo.
No. That so did a boo-boo. So apparently this actually has to be this way, which absolutely sucks. Because you have to have the stupid ass thing right on the front of the machine, which means you cannot see if it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. Especially if you had an input box on, or an output box on the side of it. Alright, so put this here, going in that direction. Put this here,
What about Ruby?
going in that direction.
Green,
We both,
Green,
most definitely want both of those.
well,
Okay.
they're right beside each other.
Alright, so put this here. We do that, and now it should have started. It does. Okay. So we can use an igniter to start this. Now, if I do a possible on this machine, will that light it when it's ready to do it?
Lapis?
Yes, because I might need sodium again.
You know all these are rocks, right? You have to look around for the actual vein.
Yeah, you should mark them as lapis rock. That way we know it's within an area of that, not that's the actual vein. But if it's marked on the surface, we're probably going to know. I was doing something. Oh, I was getting a thing. That's what I was doing.
Bang.
I was doing a thing. I'm trying to redstone again, guys, so close your eyes.
Oh god. Why? Have mercy.
Why do you hate us so much?
Yeah.
Processing, success, progress sensor, energy sensor, possible. That's the one I should need. Because if it has everything it needs, then it's going to read that it is possible to run. I really hope this is the one I need. I have no idea, but I'm hoping.
What ore is that? Oh, that looks like it might be tetra.
You'd have to be pretty high up to find a tetra.
Well, it's red.
So you go there.
No, it's redstone.
Yeah, that's much more likely at the level you're on.
Restone.
Then put that over here. Now it won't try to click anymore. And it's still running. Alright, now it's stopped. So I should not get redstone going into this until now when it can do it again. Which it did it. And I guess possible means that it's going to run even if the machine is running. Because it's still trying to light it constantly. It looks like it's not now because it's done. So it's a good reason, it's a good thing that I'm running this off of solar because it would just sit there and keep wasting power. So I think I have the burning mixer automated. It's a very strange way to automate it, but it works. It clicks every now and then. It's not wasting my electricity, it's just wasting potential electricity. And I still think I can run it off of just one of these. So let's take that one off of there and see if it'll run off of one solar panel. Yeah, it's full on red, so I do believe that means it's full. It just sucks I can't check the machine. I hate that I can't check that machine. Because I can't even check here where the box is because the box is blocking its access.
Move the
Hi,
box.
Zion. Well, the box has got shit in it. And if I move the box,
Move
then...
the box and move it.
Yeah, but then I gotta take this stuff all the way out and over somewhere else.
Oh, with the bridge even.
And then take it over the bridge. It's just so much work. Am I up to hating again today yet? She's ignoring
I
me
think you
again.
reached the ignoring.
I think you're right. I got an idea. Oh fuck, Greg's got an idea.
Does it involve making oil more accessible soon? Probably talk about that.
Rubber hoses don't block side access on machines, just like wires and redstone wires. Well, wires should if they're over a certain size, though. I would say you should be able to see through a wire if it's like 1 or 2, but when you, maybe even a 4, but when you get to an 8X like this, you shouldn't be able to see past that. But like a 1, 2, 4, maybe.
That would be nice if that would be possible.
The redstone wires, absolutely. Or the red alloy wires, absolutely we should be able to see through them.
Or we can see through them, we just can't.
Well, see the GUI through it. And rubber hoses would be awesome, except it wouldn't work for here because I can't run tetrachlorohydrin or titanium tetrachloride through a rubber hose because it's acidic. And rubber can't handle acids. I don't think it can.
It needs a tungsten steel hose.
It has to be stainless or tungsten itself, not tungsten steel.
And the tungsten hose.
Yeah, it can handle gases, it cannot handle acids. The only 2 materials that can handle acids are tungsten itself, not tungsten steel, and stainless steel.
Why can't tungsten steel handle acid?
Because the acid would, acid would eat through the steel part, I guess.
Yeah, but shouldn't they be so closely combined that I don't know. I don't know how such things work.
I don't know.
I would just think that it would be able to resist it, but I guess that would also depend on the acidic value of the acid.
Yeah, because
acid is acid here, and not any kind of differentiate between acids. It's either or.
Yeah, because sulfuric acid is bad, but not as bad as hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
And I think that hydrosulfuric acid is not actually very acidic at all. I don't think it's quite as bad as sulfuric acid. But yeah, they're all just considered acids, where hydrochloric acid will eat through a stainless steel table almost.
Yeah.
I know it'll eat through a galvanized one, if I'm not
Look,
incorrect.
a mushroom castle.
Oh, she's still here.
Yeah, she's still here. She was just ignoring me earlier. Nothing new.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing that I need to automate, which I need to automate a lot with these, but I have these two filters that are OR dictionary, and I noticed when I was running things through my magnetic separator here that I was getting tiny refined piles of things out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is coming down this line, which is where all of my regular needs to be processed further materials are coming and dropping into this drop box. Same with the refined piles. So this is going to clog up my system if I have everything that's being magnetically separated coming into this line. Anything that's tiny refined or regular refined needs to come into right here.
Well, you shouldn't get
For the
regular
shredder.
refined, should you?
Yes, if I run like a full, like what this was I was running Kesterite.
Shit.
It's because I do it through centrifuges, and they will give tiny refined or dust. That's why I was thinking. That
Okay.
You shouldn't get the full refined.
Well,
Oh, no.
the let me look here. If you run a purified Kesterite through a magnetic separator, you get a 6% chance of 18 pyrite or tiny refined ore.
Yeah.
If you, though, run the purified through a shredder, you're just going to get the Kesterite dust with no byproducts, which Kesterite
Not even
is
a gain in the main product either. It just turns it into dust.
right. It does nothing but give you the dust, and Kesterite is pretty crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what is it?
But
One
you could
nugget of
centrifuge it as well to get the byproducts, but guaranteed. But then you won't have the chance of getting more byproduct.
right. It is a quarter small copper, and then 970 seconds of zinc, 970 seconds of tin. So it's really kind of crap.
Yeah.
So I figured for that one I wanted a byproduct, and the byproduct you can get in the center. Son of a bitch. Hold on. Ugh. Belly's giving me shit. If I run it through the centrifuge, I get a Kesterite dust and a tiny refined germanium, which I don't need.
Yeah, okay.
A tiny refined pyrite, which will give me iron and sulfur dioxide. And a tiny refined stantonite, another utterly worthless, So it made more sense to me to put it in a magnetic separator and try to get more of the pyrite, which is actually more useful than the germanium and the stantonite.
Yeah.
So that's why I ran them. And then the tantalite that I have here is where I just took the tantalite smalls that I got. Let me see if I can find the recipe I did here. It was this here, tiny purified tantalite. I ran through the magnetic separator, so I would get a tiny refined tantalite and a 6% chance at a tiny refined pyrolusite. Two of them. So this was a way of getting more pyrolusite out of my tantalite. My other option would have been to run it through the, let's see, I could have ran it through a bath of hydrochloric acid to get a small pile of magnesium chloride, a little bit of chlorine and water, which I don't have set up right now, so I said, no, we're not going to do that. I will probably do this later on. Or I could have done it through sulfuric acid, which would have gotten me more tantalite, which is tantalum, which is utterly useless except for that one crucible and a few molds.
Yeah.
Once you get that, tantalum has no use because Greg has not put in the capacitors yet. It would be awesome if he did. In GT5, he had ULV capacitors that were made out of tantalum that had no loss whatsoever. They were basically a ULV battery.
Very tiny, very tiny capacity, but no loss. Yeah.
Right, and it was. We don't have battery loss in GT6, so that part doesn't really matter. But being able to store power from your solar panel up to like 1 volt or whatever, or 1 LV volt would be, a nice way of doing it for like these igniters.
Yeah.
I could run 1 solar panel to 1 transformer like I have here, but then also have a battery box in here that if for some reason I had to ignite a whole lot, I would have that capacitor there to store up enough to do a couple lights.
Yeah.
So that would be an awesome thing to have, would be those capacitors back. But I chose to do it that way because of the fact that I didn't need more of the tantalum. I needed more manganese. And there's going to be different ores that I do that for. I need to talk to Crazy when she gets back here, because she just left, and see if we can get back to work on our ore chart now that it has completely changed. I'm betting she feels better about not getting it done, because we were working on making one that was basically just for her and I, but I was going to share it with all of you guys if you were interested. That would basically give what byproduct you could get out of what machine. Why did I put these over here? These need to be on the other side. But we never got it finished because at the time there was a whole lot of materials with a whole lot of byproducts. And now we have a little bit less. Alright, so I actually have 2 inputs into this place, because that input is coming from here, and the other one is here. So I actually should save myself some piping and get rid of this one up here and run it just over to the other one. I didn't realize I had 2 inputs. And I also need to make some electrum today because I've already seen where I have a problem with things not being able to go into my barrels if I use brass, because the brass pipe won't allow enough bandwidth quick enough. So I had to change all of them. A few days ago I had said I had put some brass pipes behind some of the barrels to fill in. Well, I've had to change them out to electrum ones because the brass ones don't have enough bandwidth, and the main dust was going in, but the tiny ones that came out of the shredder weren't. So it would only allow one through instead of both. And now I'm seeing an issue with this pipe coming from my electrolyzers having 2 or 3 byproducts coming out, or 2 or 3 things coming out from the process. It's not able to clear a machine because one machine is holding up all of the bandwidth. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Or I'll show you an example in just a second. Alright, so that saved me a lot of electrum pipe. I could actually do it this way because I'm not going to have anything on this pipe actually. So yeah, let's do this. Save a little more pipe. It's always a good idea to be a little more smart about your pipe. This out of me is laughable. But shut up. Alright.
Always good to be a bit more smart about your setups, and Bear knows that from experience.
Yes, because I make some of the dumbest ones you'll ever see in your life. And then I have to redo them. Kind of like the electrolyzer over there that's completely wedged in the middle of two other setups. Just because I went, oh hey, there's a spot here I can put it. I have to pull that. I have to pull that pipe out so I can see if the machine's doing what it's supposed to be doing. But I never have to access that unless I actually want to make sure it's doing something. I never have to access it, so it being in there isn't a problem. And I can see that it's working. All I gotta do is stand here, and I can say, hey, it is working. By the way, in case anybody didn't know, Greg did some weird thing where you can actually put a pipe into the face of the machine. That's how I am powering, or that's how I'm loading the salt water into that electrolyzer, is through the face of it.
I thought the face was...
The face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too, but when I looked at the electrolyzer recipe, or tooltip, it says face, or front.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, does that really work? It's right there. It says item input top, front, or back. Fluid input top, front, or back.
Soon he'll fix it so your setup won't work anymore.
I wouldn't put it past him. I seriously wouldn't. Hey Maki, fuck you too. Nice to see you. Most people don't realize.
Fuck you.
Yeah, most people don't understand that I take fuck you as a hi. That's a greeting in my language. It's not gonna piss me off. It's just the way I say hi. Well, Junior walks in the house some days and goes, hey, motherfucker. That's just saying, Dad, I'm home. Nothing wrong with that.
Wow.
At least to us. You know, to other people, you know, your kid walks in and says, hey, you fat motherfucker, I'm home, you know, they're gonna take that as being very rude and disrespectful, but not here. That's just every day. And then I, you know, in turn say, well, welcome home, shithead. About fucking time. Let's see. This might be small to you, but is there any big reason aside solar to not be able to sleep on GT6 Lite? Because how Minecraft works, the less I sleep, the more it rains and thunderstorms. Yes, because you can't work when you're asleep. That's
doesn't like sleeping.
That's Bearcore that does that. That's my mod that I added. It's in every pack. There is hopefully something coming very soon that will solve.
GT6 only.
It's not GT6 only because that's GT6 only.
Yeah.
And
Twilight.
Well, and Twilight because Greg ain't got a crop system and I have to have my Ironwood. And because we don't have any armor other than vanilla armor, and I'm not making freaking iron armor when I could have steel armor, so I'm at least can have steel leaf armor that way. So blame Greg for Twilight being in there. Also, I gotta have some place to go play every now and then. But
you live?
No, I'm not gonna go play in the ocean. I don't like squids that much. Give me 1 second. There is something hopefully coming soon to the GT6 and GT5 packs that have Bearcore in them. I talked to Spiger the other day, and he's thinking about redoing one of his mods into a basically better rain mod that is going to change the way rain works in Minecraft. So you can't get back-to-back rain and thunderstorms just because you don't sleep. So as soon as he gets time to work on that, we will be adding it to the pack. I don't like mods like Weather 2 and stuff like that, so I won't put them in there, but if Spiger does this one, I definitely will add that one.
Just because it's Spiger.
Just because I hate the fact that it rains constantly. But in IC2 or in GT6 Lite, we are not using IC2 Experimental. We're using IC2 Classic, and the windmill should not take a generator. I do believe Greg and Spiger worked together to take the generators out of the windmills, and we added modular windmills in there so you can make modular windmills that will work better in the rain and thunderstorms. So the idea is if you have solar panels, you also have windmills that will counteract the rain. So when you have rain, you have windmills that will create power. So that is what I would look into if I was you. We don't have that here. We have EXP here, and because of their breaking any generator drops a generator crap, I have to deal with if I want a windmill here. I have to make a IC2 generator, which sucks a whole lot of steel. I cannot wait until I put them on Crazy's list of, hey, we need like 6 windmills, Crazy.
I don't work over there, so
No, I'm talking right here on this server.
Oh, no, that doesn't work either.
What do you mean that doesn't work?
Well, Crazy doesn't. That's what you mean.
That so does work. We need windmills, Crazy.
No, we need tungsten, Bear. Go find
Yes,
mine.
that we do need. Ooh, she found me meteorites. You do realize we have like no use for these now, right?
You can use them as steel.
We can use them for steel, but we're way past the needing of a meteoric steel crucible. I found some the other day too. So I take it you didn't find a tungsten vein?
No, and my magnifying glass broke, so I had to come back.
Oh, here, you can have this one. Or I can make you.
That's why you should have a gem magnifying glass.
That's why I had those extra glass lenses, because I carried 6 of them on me when I was looking for sodium.
I hate that they break all the time, so I'd rather spend a useless gem on it.
Mm.
I want to last a short lifetime.
Mm. Okay, so now that that part is taken care of, now I need to go downstairs and figure out where that's coming from. Hi, Wonkier.
He retracted his message after I put him in timeout.
Don't it retract it when you put them in timeout? Doesn't it force retract it?
No, it just hides the message where you could see it. He retracted it, so now I can't see it. But he basically came in and said, "Hi, stupid," and I don't like that word.
So you put him in timeout for saying stupid?
Yes. We all know how I feel about that word.
And half of us don't give a shit because it's stupid.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you with my silver sword in about 5 seconds.
No, you're not. You're not going to be a child today. Children hit when somebody says something they don't like. Adults, suck it up and get the fuck over it. So, in other words, shut the fuck up and get over it. Not liking the word stupid is stupid. It's a word. It's the same as not liking the word fuck, shit, cocksucker, motherfucker,
No,
damn
those are
bitch,
fine words.
or any other word. It would be like if somebody said, I am offended when somebody says the word tea.
Pants.
You know,
Oh,
don't say shirt around me. I can't stand those things. I'm offended by that. What? That's a you thing. That's not a me thing. I don't give a shit. You know,
I don't give a shirt.
give a shirt.
I'm not the only one that put him in timeout.
Well, Greg only did it because he offended you. If he'd offended me, he'd have been like, "Oh, good on you." Because you notice he didn't do anything to the dude that came in and just said, "Fuck you." You know.
Neither did I.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. He's saying it to Bear. Oh, well, good going. But because he offended Crazy and her sensitivities, sensitivest little wimp I've ever seen.
Hush it, you.
Am I up to hatred yet?
No.
Damn. I've got to work some days for this, you know that? I work my ass off to try to get to being hated that day.
And you still have such a big ass, so impressive.
Yeah, that tells you just how big the ass is when I have to work my ass off every day and still have a whole lot of ass.
Yeah.
Nobody look at the fact that I just knocked out the support for my building. The pipe is now the support.
Very zen-like.
Okay.
You can't knock your support out.
Bullshit, it's in my way.
Go around it.
Alright, so that is going to do...
It's going to crumble now.
Okay, wait a minute. All the ores say tiny, refined, something ore, but when you look at it in the ore dictionary, it's called crushed, centrifuged, tiny. What the fuck, Greg?
Before, I guess.
What the fuck, Greg? Name your shit right. Oh, he needed to exploit YouTube in order to see the retracted message. He had to put them in timeout so he could see what the retracted message was. Fucking cheaters. You know what? I just thought about something. I am doing this completely wrong.
Well,
I could save myself one thing if I only put this up here. If I put the ore dictionary prefix here and just tell it to only send dust through, then I don't have to worry about needing two, one for the tiny and one for the big. It'll send anything that's a dust up and then open on the other side. Now, granted, I do have to make sure I have enough bandwidth that it can go through, or it's still going to try to come through. But this will at least block.
One in each, at each one saying dust this way and one saying anything but dust that way.
You can't do a white, and this doesn't have a white and black. It's either...
It doesn't?
No, it is only white.
Oh.
So I have to do dust on one side and leave the other side either open, or put two of them, one for each of the two things I want. And then this is at least going to make it better. Burn them. That's what my incinerator's for. Is when I get too many sticks.
Probably going to use them in burning boxes.
Yeah, an incinerator. Just a boiler that's got a solid wood burning box. It just takes whatever the hell solid you throw in it.
Why would you have that?
Because I have wood pellets, which actually you might want to do that. Can't you break a stick down to sawdust?
Maybe.
If you can break a stick down to sawdust, you will get more out of it if you use the glue from centrifuging sticky resin.
Yeah. I can
Now the
shred
question...
it into wood pulp.
Yeah, but how much does it cost to do that?
2,048 GU in total.
To shred a stick.
Into 2 small piles of wood pulp.
To shred a stick.
Takes 128 ticks at 16 GU per tick.
Holy shitballs, Greg. A stick.
Apparently. At least we can cut them now at 16 GU.
Yeah, I agree. That was an awesome fix. With due respect, but you sure the new version of GT6 is working? I just downloaded it and the foil recipe is not there with
It's
cylinder.
Quartec you need to
You
update,
have
not
to
GT6.
use... Yeah, you have to update Quartec, which is updated in my pack. So...
The issue lies with that when Greg added compatibility with Quartec, and Quartec wasn't updated to actually be prepared for that compatibility yet.
Can you go to Discord and get the link to the Quartec he needs? What the fuck are you doing, crazy woman?
Where about is it? Should it be in...
Go to GT Help
Yeah, okay.
in the mod
Mod
updates.
release, yeah.
I got it.
Thank you.
Unless it's A13.
Yeah, it should be A13.
But, or if you can do it crazy, then I won't have to open YouTube. That would be easier. For me, at least.
Yeah, look at that. I got 92 more sodium, so I can make more
do it.
titanium. And this thing is already ran through all of it I had in here. Look at that. I made almost another stack and a half of titanium today.
There you go.
I'm getting there. I'm going to get this damn boiler done eventually, or this drill done eventually. I'm up to
Well,
400.
tungsten again.
Well, yeah, now that I got to get more tungsten, thanks to miscounting by a block. We're up to 432 titanium. And the tungsten's not really a big issue, because I have a few places I can reclaim some.
But you didn't want to reclaim the titanium tanks. Yeah, I see how it is now.
Yeah, I don't want to I have one sitting right here in the box. If I need to reclaim it, I have 2 of them right here in the box.
You should just reclaim them right now.
If I need to reclaim them, they're here. If I don't, I'm not going to.
You should either way, just for the sake of it.
Just because you want me to.
Yeah.
No.
They're pretty in pink.
They'll still be pink when they're reclaimed.
I just think Crazy says no because she wants to steal the damn things. Now that we did that, let's get these 2 out of here. Before we have a goof up here.
Many dense copper plate.
Ugh, what am I... Really? Again? Would you stop?
Hey! I was gonna break those.
Seriously think she's turning into Junior. She just... Go find stuff.
I need tungsten.
Yeah, go find it.
No, it's boring by myself.
Oh, you poor thing. Alright. So, I misheard before. He probably said he updated but not added the new version that fixes it. Yeah, I did. I added the new version that fixes it. But you can't do it in a GregTech table. You have to do it in a Quartec table.
Yeah.
Did he get the NEI handler working to where NEI will actually show it? Or do you just have to do it on one of his tables? Look for the Quartec crafting table, because that's what you have to use to do this now. Because the recipe does not work in a vanilla one or in a GregTech one. Because QWERTY's kind of weird.
Although he said it should at some point work in the other ones, since the other ones would take the indestructible Quartec tables to actually make.
And I think he said there's actually a way of, there's a config option to disable that too. but I'm not sure. I don't know if Greg's side respects disabling it. And just to be fair, I haven't had any time to be over there, so I can't tell you that I have actually tested it and checked it out. I have just been told that it's fixed. So I could be completely lying to you. And if I am,
lying if you believe it.
And if I am, I'm sorry. I'm giving you the best information that I possibly can.
Your friend is not lying if you believe what you're saying. Then it's just incorrect. But it's not lying.
Well, that's why I usually like to test these things out myself, so I don't feel like I'm lying. Because I hate it when I give information that is improper. That's why I say. That's why I say Bear's always right, because I go to the limits to attempt to always be right, because I can't stand to be told I was lying to somebody, or somebody feel that I told them something incorrect on purpose. If it's incorrect because I fucked up, not because I'm lying to you. But in this case, I haven't had time to check it out. I have to get titanium. Greg's big meanie pants didn't give me a warning. I needed 1,300 freaking titanium. Yeah, 2 days.
Nice one, Greg. Nice one.
Alright, turn the shredder back on and let that bitch do some work. I don't know what Guten Abend means. Greg, what the fuck's that mean?
Good evening.
Is that good evening?
One of the two.
Because I know Guten Morgen, which is good morning. I don't know.
Abend is afternoon, I think, which is evening.
Okay.
I think.
Motherfucker, would you tell him to go away already? Fucking dickhead, stop knocking on my door. Hate when people knock on my door.
That's what it's there for.
Fuck that. Yeah, you want somebody knocking on your door?
No.
Alright then. Shush your face, woman. Abend equals evening. Okay. Oh, and hi Stein, long time no see, man.
I said that already.
I know, but I didn't, so I had to add to it. Now I wonder if I could actually use this igniter, or not this igniter, but this solar panel setup to run 2 igniters. I'd have to get crazy to make me another igniter. Actually, you know what? I have another igniter downstairs. Let's go get said igniter. Because I have this one set up to run, but it's only going to ignite one thing. It's not going to ignite the whole line of them, so trying to put that igniter in there was a waste of time. If I put this one here, and turn it that way, and I need to get the redstone. Hey, give me. You can't give it to me because the pipe's in the way. Okay. There we go. So we'll do that, and then we'll put the redstone. How do we want to do this?
The right way.
Well, it's not really going to be wasteful if I have it turn on when the machine turns off. So I guess I could literally just put it right there. And when this one gets redstone, this one will get redstone. I'll light this one back up when this one starts using it. It should work. And then I can just move this down here. Let's go grab some of that wire that's down there. So the quest mod is there just to be there. The quest mod is there because Shadow is supposed to be working on the quests. It's basically just going to be a way to kind of walk you through the start of Greg Tech.
Have you even done anything in that yet?
He did something, and I have some of them that need to be tested, but I have not had time to test them yet. Since I know you, if you would like to test them, go into GT6 Help Discord, and I will send you the file, and you can test it and see how it works. It's meant to be a helping you learn only type thing, so you will only get cookies. If you did a thing, you get a cookie. Because I'm that kind of an
That's
asshole.
OP as fuck.
Yeah, I'm that kind of an asshole. Oh, look, you did something. You have a cookie. I'm a dick.
You should spawn a zombie instead.
Zombie.
Or a creeper, even better.
And you can thank Fear the Night for me being this much of an asshole. It is completely Fear the Night's fault that I am this much of an asshole for this particular thing. Not just the fact that I am an asshole, but...
No, you were that before that as well, probably.
Yes, but this is because of all the crap we got in Fear the Night.
Well, to be fair, you were also 4 people using the same quest items to get basically 4 times reward.
Well, that might be true, but we were still getting crap that we didn't really need to be getting.
True, but you also got a lot of many more chances of getting something useful or not enough tin.
Okay, well,
you never needed the tin.
To put it the way Econ put it, I was using the mod pack the way it was intended, so we were not cheating.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's cheating. I'm just saying that's why it was so excessive. That's because you were using basically this multiple rewards for the same input.
I agree, but still, giving somebody tin is just not necessary. Giving somebody something that they actually need, rather than something that is a reward to me, is not right. You know, make them go find their resources. You know, I was given pistons and pumps,
yeah,
and shit like that. No, you know, give me food, if at the most, something that'll help me live, but not something that'll help me progress. So that's when I came up with I'm going to do it the junior way, and everybody gets a cookie. Every good thing you do, you get a cookie.
You should have it so if Junior does it, he doesn't get any cookie.
If Junior does it, he needs to get a raisin cookie. Because a raisin cookie to Junior is evil.
I love raisins. And bread and such as well.
Well, raisin cookies is, they're lies. They're a worse lie than cake. Because he got this from a comedian he heard one time that said that raisin cookies are evil because you see them on a tray and you think, oh, look, a chocolate chip cookie. And then you grab it real quick, you take a bite out of it, and you go, oh, it's raisin.
Well, yeah.
That's evil.
I don't mind them if I expect it, but that would actually be kind of cruel if you assumed it was a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah. So, that's where he got it from. And, I love oatmeal raisin cookies. Again, if I knew that's what I was biting into was an oatmeal raisin cookie. What? No, you did not hear anything, Junior. I did not say cookie. Shut up. See, you can't even say cookie in this house without the kid's eyes perking up.
Noogie. That's much better.
You said cookie? Cookie where?
You said noogie. Just tell me you said noogie.
I said noogie, not cookie.
Raisin noogie, that sounds kind of weird.
Now I'm thinking of raisin noogie sounds like the, reminds me of the California Raisins commercial you had.
Yeah.
You probably never seen it because you're on the wrong side of the planet. But have you ever heard the song?
California around here, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, California Raisins is a brand of raisins.
Mm.
And they put out a advertisement in the late 80s, early 90s with these dancing, like kind of like a jazz group. They were all wearing the black Blues Brothers sunglasses, and you had one with a saxophone, and they danced to the I Heard It Through the Grapevine song.
Mm.
So you had these guys doing the whole like group of dancers from, like, I'd say the 50s, where you ever seen the old pop groups where you'd have like 3 to 5, 6 guys that would, dance together?
Yeah.
They were basically doing that to I Heard It Grapevine. That was their advertisement. It was, you got to look it up on YouTube. I'm sure it's there.
I'm not sure I want to.
But you start talking about Raisin Nookie, and in my head pops up the California Raisins. We'll leave it at that. Doing something other than hearing it through the grapevine.
Mm-hmm. There's
Telling
definitely
you.
some disturbing videos just with any kind of raisin here.
See, I should have showed that to Greg a long time ago, that commercial, because he loves raisins. Yeah, he'd
There's
like
even
to
a
dance
commercial
raisins.
compilation with 21 minutes of California Raisins commercials.
I actually liked the California Raisins when I was a kid. Because you got to remember, in the late 80s, early 90s, I was probably in my mid-teens.
Yeah.
Not quite, driving age yet. I liked them, so my grandmother or my great-grandmother, I don't remember which one it was taking ceramics classes at the time. And they made me a set of them out of ceramics. So I had a full set of them on my shelf of the dancing California Raisins. I liked the guy with the saxophone. I've always had a thing for the saxophone. It's got
You always had a thing for the guy with the saxophone.
yeah, I've always had a thing. Yeah. He's on the list with Lola Bunny and Jessica Rabbit.
Mm.
I always told my ex-wife when we were together that she never had to worry about me cheating on her unless I could figure out how to do Lola Bunny or Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
If that happened, then I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cheat on you. So yeah, I guess in your case, you'd have to throw him in there too. I didn't actually have that kind of a thing for him. But, yeah. And yes, as Crazy would say, I'm a little bit weird.
I like the one where it's a Michael Jackson spoof. That's actually well done.
Yeah. That one is kind of good. I haven't seen them in years. Alright, so what else was I going to do today?
Was it an actual animation or
It's
stop
claymation.
animation?
It's claymation. Stop animation, yeah.
Yeah, wait, because they also have some, drawn animation stuff.
Oh, yeah, the good ones are the claymation, the stop animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ones I remember. I don't remember the other ones. I do have another thing that I need to figure out, and maybe you guys can help me decide how to do this. I put this in over here. This is my sulfuric acid tank. And I'm going to run my sulfuric acid over to here when I make it, which I haven't decided where in this building I'm going to make it yet. But I'm going to put a whole line right down through here that is going to be all of my baths that bathe different things in sulfuric acid. And then over here is going to be a hydrochloric acid tank, which is going to have the same type of thing. It'll just be shorter. That'll be the hydrochloric acid line. And then there'll be another tank either on this side or behind this one that will be the Aqua Regia, which I think, due to the size of the tanks and where I have this stuff, it's probably going to have to go on that side. So this will be like the center one. The Aqua Regia will go here with the bath for Aqua Regia going this way, because there are different ones that I'll be running. The problem being, I don't want to have tanks for all the different vitrals like I did in the old building. That got very, very expensive very, very quickly, trying to make a tank for every vitral. What I want to have is an electrolyzer under each bath that will take the vitral and run it right there. So the green vitral here will be ran through an electrolyzer, which will be an MV electrolyzer, and I will get the iron, sulfur, and oxygen out right here, because that's a lot cheaper than piping stainless steel pipes all the way over to an electrolyzer, or making a stainless steel tank to hold the vitral. I would rather have the bath stop long enough for the electrolyzer to run than waste all of that stainless steel like I did before. The problem being, I am very far away from my power source. My main power is over there. Without us having larger batteries, I would either have to upgrade to, say, EV or IV power through transformers, and then run those wires all the way over here at a pretty good loss to come that far, and then transform it down to MV or HV, whichever one I need for the electrolyzer. Or should I put another solar flower over here that will basically run these? Because once I get it running, I shouldn't have, well, if I do a whole vein of stuff and process it, that's going to be a big load to put on solar panels. Because you're talking quite a few ores you get out that would be coming in to be processed. So a solar flower over here wouldn't be probably the best idea. But you're talking, I'm going to have, let's see, vitrals, we have,
And by the way, Ben, I've linked the video at this point where I think it is the one you talked about in group.
okay.
And I'll be right back, but you're gonna watch it at some point and see. Tell me if that was the one.
Okay. Okay, so red is one I'll definitely have. Clay is one I'll have. I know there's a few that there, like, isn't a way of making them. Yeah, like the Martian here, I don't have a way of making Martian, so I won't have that one. Blue vitral water solution? I don't even know what that shit is. Yeah, there ain't even a way to make that shit either. Blue, I know there's a way, that's copper. Black, I think that's zinc. Oh, I guess there is no way of making black. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, I think 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's going to be 8 electrolyzers, all MV except for 1. So that's 7 MV and an HV. And then I also have the chloroplatinic acid, I think it's called. Yeah, there's chloroplatinic acid. What is oleic acid? That ain't one I get out of here, is it? No, that's an IHL thing. Sulfuric extra Bs. Nitric acid, that's not anything. Is there? There is rotary craft in this pack, but I will not use rotary craft stuff for out here. This is a GT6 only stuff. Oh, there's chloroatic. That's the other one. I knew there was another one. Yeah, this is from gold. So there's chloroplatinic and chlororic. So that's two more. And they are both MV, I do believe. Yeah, it's higher side of MV, but it's still MV. So that's 9 MVs and 1 HV I'm going to have to power over here. So you're talking at least 4 amps of HV that I have to have over here if I had all of them running at one time. So I would need, we'll say, 2 amps of HV. Now I could remotely make that over here with a couple boilers and stuff, but I really don't want to. The idea was to use this boiler as my only real boiler. Now the problem being, I can't keep the damn thing running because to keep this big bitch full of fuel is going to take more than one distillation tower. I ran this thing completely empty the other day, and I can probably turn it on long enough to get it up, and that distillation tower has been running non-stop, which is another thing I needed to look at today. I hope y'all didn't plan on seeing me actually get much work done, because this is literally going to be a talk shit day and do things as it pops in my head day. Where the fuck is the distillation tower? Distillation tower part, there it is. Okay, so energy in for a distillation tower is maxed at 256. So the most I can run is 2 of the Invar dense burning boxes. So I can run, oh no, I can run 4 of them. They only do 64 heat units a tick. Okay, so if this is going to be an expensive way of doing this though, but if I run 1 off of creosote to get rid of my creosote, I run 1 off of diesel, 1 off of fuel, and 1 off of kerosene, then I'll be using 3 of the fuels that it makes to run it to get the 2 gases and the 1 other fuel that I need. Because I have my base over there, Junior's place, is still run off of petrol. All the liquid burning boxes for the crucibles are run off of petrol. And then I'm using some butane inside for the gas burners. And the only other thing that's used over there is either fuel or gasoline for his power out back, which I switch between whichever one I have available at the time. But I could technically switch that over to petrol, because if I up this to 4 burning boxes, I should technically be getting more petrol than what I'm using, at least at the moment. So right now I have 2 burning boxes on here. That one is the Creosote one. This one is the fuel one, which is empty, which should be switching over as soon as it burns out whatever's in there. Which, by the way, I'm scared to say this, but Greg, I don't think your plastic pipes are burnable. And I think they're supposed to be. Because I made a big oops and laid plastic pipes here. And I have been leaving these things burn forever. And I have never lost one of these pipes. And I so should not be saying that. Yeah, they're supposed to be flammable. Okay. Because, yeah. I put all these as plastic pipes for some stupid reason. And, they still ain't burning. I literally could just cover them with dirt and not have to worry about it. But, I guess it's testing. Now they're going to be ultra flammable like the freaking wood ones.
Well, just put in molten tungsten steel, and then it will probably figure out if it really is burnable or not.
Yeah, probably.
It might just be waiting for the right time, like the barrel was.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Let's see, dense burning box. That's solid though. Burning box solid chromium. We can't use that. So let's go get some stuff and make 2 more burning boxes. And when we do, we'll make some steel pipes. We'll change out those plastic pipes before I lose all the shit I'm making. And see, I've changed this place over to where, other than my ore processing, I don't use any coal over here, charcoal. This setup right here is the only one that is charcoal powered. Everything else is on gases. I have propane and butane over here. So all of these are on propane. These are all on butane. The big boy upstairs is on butane. This one's on hydrogen. I think what I actually should do is I should probably get into making methane more reliable. Crazy was taking care of making methane, but that was just for her. She's got a big tungsten steel tank of methane out back. I have no idea how much is actually in it. But I should probably look at bringing the saplings from my tree farm over here and other things like that. Maybe make my own tree farm over here or something. Hey, look at that. I've got all of that clay dust gone through. Awesome.
So you got lithium now?
I have lithium now, so I can start making my big battery bank that I want to get made. I don't know if I have enough to do it yet. Let's see. I've got 274. Which if I take 274 and I divide that by 32, I can only make 8 batteries, so that's still nowhere near what I need.
Start.
It's a start, but it ain't what I need. I'm wanting to make like 4 of the large HV battery boxes.
How much do they hold each? 8 or 16?
I think they hold 9.
9.
I don't think I've ever made one. Look at him. He didn't give me an ender pearl either. What a bitch.
I've gotten an ender pearl from 3 of the 4 endermen I've killed on this server.
Okay, why are you not doing anything? Get your ass to work. What is clogged? Something is clogged. Why are you not taking that? That's bromagnerite. Romagnorite is right here. What is your issue with putting that in there?
I actually wonder, is Romagnorite a real thing, or is it just sort of, you know, college freshman material?
Yeah, it's what it sounds like, don't it?
Yeah.
So it looks like it's connected where it's supposed to be. Kind of confused why this ain't working all of a sudden. It was actually working before I put this one in here. Why is this one in here anyways? It's back. Alright, for testing purposes, let's try this. Yeah, butcher knife would help, but then I have to carry a butcher knife around. I just like to point out the fact that they're greedy little bastards and won't give me any stuff. Okay, so they are definitely going into here. So something is not right in the pipe coming up. Oh! Fuck me.
Oh, thank you.
I know what the problem is. I set that son of a bitch to be dust only. Which means not tiny dust. Or 1/72nd dust.
Have a barrel in between.
Ah, for fuck's sakes.
Or a dust funnel or whatever.
So if I change that, and I take these 1/72 out of here, then I'd have to have one for every material, dude.
Yeah, true.
And I put this in here, it's gonna go. Yes, it is. That's the problem. Fuck me. Damn it. Alright. The best thing I can tell you is back up GT6 to the version before this week. Give me a second, I'll give you the number. If it is possible that you haven't used anything that was updated in 11 or 10, go to 9 and take Cortec back to 11 or 12. I would probably say 11. And then you won't have a problem.
Issue.
I think that's why I said 11.
Yeah.
And then everything should be fine. And I will try to get over there to test this out and talk to Cordy about it later. He did say there was an issue crashing NEI, but I thought that was for the version before this one. Where the hell did all my electrum pipes go? Let's open this one back up so I can go through there for now. Give me that one because I was actually putting that in. Let's put this back for now. Since it's fucking this up, because it ain't doing me any good if all I'm doing is fucking one system up or another. Alright, so for right now, we'll just do this sort of thing. I have to get some more electrum pipes. And I'm going to have to fix this with the ore dictionary things. I'm going to have to go back to doing it the other way and put the 2 in for the tiny refined and the regular refined up there, which is what I didn't want to do. But apparently it's got to be done. Automation can sometimes be a real headache. So let's finish this, and then I'll go get that in-bar made that I was planning on making just a minute ago. Alright, so tiny refines are going to come from the centrifuge and from the magnetic separator. Oh crap, don't start this shit again, asshole. So I'm going to need one here, going that way, and then I'll need this one going here, going this way, and this one is the one that's going to be the tiny refined, and the other one will be the regular E5. And I hate when the weather changes. My allergies get all stupid. Tell my allergies to stop being stupid.
It would have to stop being a part of you then.
Probably. Which probably ain't gonna happen, so. Alright, so tiny refined we'll put in this one. Regular refined we'll put in this one. And then we'll put this pipe here. And I need one more pipe to go there. Which... if I'm understanding my own work here, I should technically be able to do that.
Huh.
If I'm understanding my own work. Which is a big if. And that should work just like a hoe.
So on her back?
Yeah, something like that. Alright, and now I need to get a whole lot of electrum done because I need to upgrade these pipes so they can have better bandwidth.
Kind of you. Isn't there cobalt pipes? Or was that never added?
Nope, there are no other item pipes other than brass, electrum, platinum.
Isn't there Enderium as well?
Well, those don't count. I don't think it's Enderium, I think it's Dracorium.
No, there should be Enderium pipe. Isn't there? Yeah, there is Enderium item pipes. They have bandwidth of 64 for the huge ones.
Aren't they the same as platinum, though?
I don't think so. Could be wrong. No, platinum is a fourth. It's 16 at a huge one. When Enderium is 64.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. Wait a minute. A huge platinum pipe is... oh yeah, bandwidth of 16. Huge Enderium is 64. What is the step size thing?
That's
I have no idea what that means.
With the priority, I think. The larger the step is, the lower priority that route is, sort of. If I really understand it correctly. Pathfinding usually works by giving each movement a value, and then it goes for the lowest value. So pipes that have high value, either that or it goes for the highest value. That could also be the other way around, of course. But each step in a pathfinding algorithm usually have an value assigned, and then it uses that total value to figure out which route is the shortest or the most efficient. That's also how in many games it usually does when you give some unit an order and they move around a swamp instead of going through it, because it gives either a higher or lower value to the swamp area, so it knows that it is less efficient than going through the swamp. Or it's more efficient to go around than through the swamp.
Okay, so
something along those lines that is
okay, that makes sense because the restrictive pipe of the huge electrum is 4,096. Or no, wait a minute. Where is the huge restrictive is 4,096,000.
Yeah,
No,
I think it's 1,000 times the non-restrictive one.
It's supposed to be 100. It's
100. Yeah.
I hate numbers without commas. Damn it! It's 409,600, where the regular one is 4,096. So it's 100 times worse than further than the other one.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay, so in that regards, then the Enderium would always be the quickest path, because it's only a 512 step size, where Electrum is 4,000.
Because the more bandwidth it has, the quicker it will be as well, since it can have more items in it. It won't really be quicker, but it will prioritize using those bigger pipes than the smaller pipes, since they can handle much more.
Okay. And Dracarium, or whatever it is, that must be a liquid pipe, because it's not in the item pipes.
Fluid one, yeah.
And there is an osmium, but who the fuck is making pipes out of osmium? So maybe I'll make some Enderium pipes, because they shouldn't be too terribly bad to make, right?
No, it shouldn't be that bad.
Platinum,
tin, and something else.
Ender pearl dust. I got all kinds of ender pearl dust. Let's see what we got. Takes Enderium base and ender pearl dust. Ender pearl dust. How much ender pearl dust do you get from one ender pearl? Yes. Ender pearl. One. Yep. You get one per. So I'm definitely going to have to get a lot more ender pearls. I've got a lot of ender pearls, but I don't have enough for a bunch of
what
these.
What you use them for is basically having a main pipeline in your base or area, and then use smaller ones inputting to those main pipelines, so you don't have to have a lot of different connections.
The Enderium base is going to be 1 platinum, 1 silver, and 2 tin.
Oh yeah, silver was the last thing, yeah.
So I'm going to get 4 out of these. So it'd be way smarter to make the Enderium over the platinum anyways.
Yeah.
Because you're going to save yourself a lot of platinum.
Yeah. The only issue could be the ender pearls, as you says.
Yeah, and I've been stockpiling ender pearls.
Yeah.
So if I only made like the main pipe from my machines over here to here, where they start putting them into the barrels out of Enderium, that should be enough.
Yeah, because then everything else just connects to that main pipeline, and they don't really need a lot of bandwidth to connect to it. Then Electrum would be fine for that, for example. And you can have close to unlimited pipes connecting to it without the Enderium pipes being flooded or clogged.
Mm.
You probably wouldn't be able to clock them without actively trying to. And even then, it would probably be a hard issue.
Alright. Give me 1 sec, guys. Alright. Now, thinking here. Now that you explained how this step size shit works to me, I wonder if I should change out the pipe to the box
To a high restrictive one.
to a brass one.
Or a restrictive one. Because then it would always be so expensive to move through it, according to the pathfinding algorithm. That it would do that as the last resort.
Well, I have it as an electrum restrictive right now, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking, because I have items that are not wanting to go into barrels because they have a regular brass pipe on them.
Mm.
I'm thinking if I turn that into a restrictive brass one, that would make it an even worse option than waiting for the barrel to get.
It wouldn't wait. It would never wait if there is an option. If there is a way to get it out of the well, to deliver it anywhere, it will do that instead of waiting for it.
So the best option in that choice is upgrade all the brass to electrum.
Yeah.
That way they have enough bandwidth to get their ass in the barrel like they should. Because it's only the shredder that's causing the problem, because it's putting out
so many
2 stacks.
Well. Yeah.
Well, it's 2 stacks. It doesn't matter how many's in the stack. It's considered 2 stacks.
Yeah.
Rather than putting out 1 stack. Yeah. And same with the magnetic separator. It may only put out 1 tiny pile from sluice sand of iron, but it puts out...
Or it could put out 8 of them, 8 different ones or something.
Right. So then I have to worry about getting 6 stacks through the pipe. Yeah. And when I'm working with electrum, normal electrum pipes, it's only got a bandwidth of 2, so only 2 stacks can leave that machine at a time.
Yeah, but they can leave it still pretty quickly since it's 2 at a time.
Yeah, and I don't even know what the actual time is between the 2 stacks.
No idea, but I don't think it's a long time.
Well, I have one machine over here that keeps getting backed up until it's full. This electrum room right now, it's sitting with an impure pile of magnetite dust in the hopper waiting to put it in. It's been here the whole time we've been streaming.
Oh.
And it's because there is an impure pile of cassiterite in the machine and a cephalerite and tiny gallium in the machine that could not output at the time because the pipe was being filled by the stuff from the electrolyzer.
As soon as it could.
Well, I talked to Greg about that the other day, and he said to save on lag, the machine will only try to output when the operation has finished.
Okay.
It will not keep trying to put it out.
That kind of makes sense. It's a bit annoying or inconvenient, but I could see how it would cause a lot more lag to actually try it often enough for it to be useful.
So that's why I have to redo these pipes here. Yeah. Now, question is, if I do
But didn't he also say
these,
there was only the output and the input pipe that actually mattered?
What do you mean?
As in, if you have I'm not sure if I understood that right, but if you have, say, Ethereum that connected to the output machine, so the output gets into the Ethereum pipe, and you have an Ethereum at the input or at the destination, and you have brass in between, it should be able to send 64 stacks through those brass, since it basically teleports from point A to point B. But I could have understood that very wrong.
You'd have to ask Greg about that one, because that one I actually don't know. Let's see. Mother of God, do not try to use the MT utility mod for the Mind Tweaker Compat for GT6. It gives you a lot of headaches to add a recipe. Still waiting for a reply in their GitHub for the syntax. Comparing the GT5 tweaker with the GT6, that one was a breeze to add things. And I never figured out the one for GT5. So if the MTU is worse, I'm scared to change it. I've never used it. I just have it there in case we ever needed to try it. So if you use it, good luck. I put it there so if I came down to there being something I needed to change, I could have one of the guys that do my scripts with me try to figure it out, because I'm not that smart. So what you're saying is, if that should work the way you're saying, I could change the pipes that are right here to give them more bandwidth.
If it's the pipe connecting to the destination and the one to the starting point should, as far as I understood at some point, and I'm still not sure if I understood it correctly though, but should be the only one that matters regarding how much it can send and receive.
I have no idea.
But it should be easy to test, really.
Yeah, but I'd have to make the pipe, and I've been here for over 2 hours.
You just take some brass pipes and some electrum pipes you're laying around, and then, the electrum might not be good enough. Platinum, if you have any?
I don't have any platinum. That's what I was thinking, was I don't have any Enderium made up, because it'd be better to check it with platinum or Enderium than it would be with electrum.
Yeah.
Because electrum and brass are pretty fucking close.
Yeah, they are very close. It would be hard to actually see if there's any difference there.
Yeah.
Unless you use a machine to do it, because then you would be able to see if it gets stuck with only one being sent.
Do I really not have germanium over here? Or did I? Oh, there, gallium, not germanium.
Anyways, is Greg still in watching?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything from him in quite a while. He might be off in Greggy land. Who knows what he's doing? He has his days where he is able to pay attention to my random bullshit, and then he has days where my random bullshit just gets so much it's like, yeah, fuck it. Usually I can go, Greg, we need you, and he'll usually answer. See if it works.
I put him on IRC as well in case. I'll see if he has some time to answer a question.
Let me guess, you are full. Yes, you are. Because I most definitely did not put Castrati over here yet. Alright, so I may actually not get that. See, what bullshit do you want, Bear? It wasn't me that wanted you.
I'll talk with him on IRC, but he already replied here, so it should be fine.
It's not my fault this time. Blame Elrith. He wanted you. I was just a messenger. I was just a big mouth hollering. You're sitting here talking about your pipes and you ain't even paying attention. See how you are? You dirty motherfucker. It does that to me every goddamn fucking time. Alright. See here, jackass. Go away. Give me my damn thing. Thank you. Yeah? Shut up. Shut up, you. Alright, get your ass in there. And there we go. Should put some buffers for items between each process line to avoid clogging. The bandwidth on pipe could see as lots of slots on the pipe. Yeah, but then I gotta make hoppers to pull it out of the inventories, and it'll still end up getting clogged up if I use, if I do it that way, for some of them. It would be a good idea, though, to add it so it can fill some of the stacks up to more fuller stacks instead of just sending one per stack. That's actually not a bad idea for that. I actually typically do that, but for some reason on this setup I decided to just go with a straight ass pipe with no box. I'm still kind of learning automation. I've never really been a big person for, I've always been a big person, but I've never been big on automating. I've always wanted to feel like I was still useful in the factory. That's why I don't like AE2 auto crafting, is because you get to the point where you're wondering if you're even needed in your own factory. Because everything does shit automatically. And that's when I get bored.
Yeah, he said that all pipes matter, so the lowest bandwidth is the one that determines it.
Okay, so what you said earlier was not
work.
correct.
Yeah, that won't work. I'm just asking him about the step size to be sure that I actually got the step size right regarding if it actually goes for the lowest or the highest as the most efficient, since that can vary from implementation to implementation.
Okay.
As far as I know, usually it means that the lowest value is the most efficient and the one it will use. But as I said, it could be implemented in inverse or reversed.
Yeah, whenever you have a problem with the GT6 light pack, GT6 help is a great place to go, because especially if I'm streaming, I can't always stop what I'm thinking about here to think about something there, and I can't always really test it. And Qwerty is in there, the dude that made the Cortec mod, so he can help you with anything that is related to that. Plus, he is also on our GT6 Lite server. So is Supercoder. They both play on the GT6 Lite server. So if either of them are available, they could also possibly, if willing, load it up and test whatever the problem is that you're having. So, yeah, that is the best place to go with those kinds of problems.
And Greg confirmed that it is the lowest value, lowest step size is the fastest, or the first chosen.
Okay.
So that would mean that, say, 10 Ethereum pipes, if their total value or combined step size is higher than whatever you have, say, one Electrum pipe, not sure it actually is higher, but if those 10 are higher than one Electrum pipe, it would choose the one Electrum pipe instead.
Okay. It makes sense now that I actually know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, I will need to make 2 dense Invar burning boxes. This is going to be the last thing I do today.
I'm going to head off now, though.
Alright.
See you later.
Have a good one, man. I need to make 2, and they're both going to be liquid. So these right here. So I'm going to need 22 Invar apiece. So that's 44. 44. What's 2/3 of 44? It's going to be. I don't think I can do 44. That is life, man. You create what will replace you. Yeah, true. But the problem is I get bored, though, when I get to that point. When I get to the point where everything is doing shit for itself, I don't have creativity. I am very uncreative. You know, like some people, when they get their factory to do everything for itself and they're not needed anymore, they'll go out and build a big ass castle. I wouldn't even know where to start building a castle to start with. They'll, you know, terraform an entire freaking biome, things like that. I don't have that in me. I'm missing that creative bit. So let's see. 44 times 0.66 will be 29.04. So we'll do. We'll just do 30 and 15. Let's see. 30 iron and 15 nickel. And that'll be enough to get that done. And I'm going to need 2 dense copper plates. So we'll grab 18 copper just in case to make sure we have enough copper over there. I'm going to go make these 2. I probably ought to grab some clay balls while I'm here and have to make this walk across the damn bridge. Gotta give her shitty one chain here. Let me check one thing before I go. We are filling up on power pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and turn on this one, which is doing sodalite, which is giving me chlorine and sodium. So I can have some more sodium to do my titanium. Let's put this in here. And why are you not making any more titanium? Have enough of that stuff. My guess is you might not have looked this properly. Let's take this off and see. Oh, we're out of chlorine. Okay. So right now we're just waiting on more chlorine to come in. Okay. So we're waiting on chlorine. Yeah, that is still running. And this is going to make some more, so. Alright. That should mean I am safe to go and work on this. And before I do that, though, I'm going to take that advice and change this over to a hopper and a chest. That way it won't be sending so much over at one time. Let's take this out, and I am completely full, so that's going to get dropped down there, and I'll have to go down and get it. Actually, it'll pop up into here. So, there you go. Get in there. And then we'll just put that there. And I won't be able to check the chest. Also can't check the hopper. But as long as the shredder is running, things should be going. Let's see. Yeah, after finishing the setup is always end of line, unless you like to hoard the entire universe. Yeah, pretty much. I'd say to set up a travel anchor, but since you don't have Ender Eye, oh. Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with walking across my bridge. It's crazy that has a problem with it. She hates it. It takes forever to walk across there. I just like giving her shit. Also, future plan adding a blast furnace for me to GT6. Yes, and it takes ages for me to finally get into the mood for that. Yeah, the good old blast furnace. God, I wish we had one of those. And I swear every time I say something about a blast furnace, it moves its projected time back a week. So we probably would have had one by now if I wouldn't have asked him so many times. There we go. Now I can't see the pipe. Alright, so I'm going to go get this made. And it's actually been like 2.5 hours. So I think I'm going to end this rather than having Crucible Simulator and stand here at the Alloy Smelter Simulator, because that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. High five time, you came in just in time for me to say I'm leaving. Basically what I'm going to do is throw these in here, and I'm going to light them up and just let them do what they got to do. So this will be done. I'm doing in-bar. Let's do these so I can actually use the, damn it, so I can actually use the welding machine. Alright, so that's going to run there, and I'll cook the copper up and make the dense plates. So I'm out of here, guys. I'll show you guys what I ended up doing and how I set it up and let you know how well it's working. I'm hoping if I burn off 3 of the fuels, it'll keep it running, but I'm not positive. Also hoping Greg gives us a better way of finding oil. Because like I don't really have a problem finding oil because I have Buildcraft oil here, but like over on the GT6 only, we only have GregTech oil, and it's kind of hard to find. We actually have not found any yet out of the 3 or 4 of us that are playing there. So have a good one, guys. Take it easy. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I should be over on Thylacraft with Andy goofing off and messing around and maybe actually doing some work. I seriously doubt it, but you know, that's kind of what we do over there, is just goof around and give each other a bunch of shit all day. So have a good one. hopefully I'll have the titanium done by Thursday. Maybe we can check out the bedrock drill a week late in the update. So, later, everybody.